So I'm Shah Selby. I'm the founder of Conservify and the lead of the FieldKit project. And this is the third year we've been to Supercon.
My name is Jacob Llewellyn. I'm one of the principal engineer at Conservify. This is my third Supercon, the third of many.
You know, with FieldKit, we created FieldKit to try and make it a lot easier to collect scientifically relevant data at a lower cost. At Conservify, we work a lot with scientists all over the world. And the one thing that they can't afford is, you know, the expensive scientific gear that people use to monitor ecosystems and understand how the planet's changing. And so we're really looking at just the huge explosion in electronics that we've seen over the last couple of years and ways that we can bring in those systems into modern times. Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with, I think Shah can speak more to this. One of the reasons why scientific gear is really expensive is that you have a lot of these entrenched interests that developed a lot of this hardware 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they're just sort of riding that R&D out. And it's been the case, I think, only recently, maybe this is not true, but there's a renewed interest in gathering more and more data, and so with the budgets being what they are, the budgets haven't grown with the cost of to match the requirements of having to do that kind of at scale type thing.
Yeah, a lot of times the only tool that's out there to measure some environmental parameter is just made by one company or one individual. And so when you have that sort of thing, like, they could charge whatever they want, right? And it creates a disservice for anybody who's trying to understand the world and doesn't have a giant grant budget to do so. So we're really excited about how FieldKit kind of can change that landscape and at the same time change the kinds of questions we can ask, right? If you have 10,000 radiation monitors as opposed to one very expensive one, you can ask a very different sort of question. You can understand the changes that this planet is going through, like in a much different sort of way.
So the FieldKit hardware, it's a modular system. We have what we call the core, which has a microcontroller, radio, GPS, and various power circuitry. And then there's a board that modules attached to. And we hope that a lot of the opportunity that FieldKit will provide will be in those modules. Initially, we've got modules for doing water quality, weather, and what we're calling a distance module, which can be used for all kinds of applications, primarily water level. But then we've got lots of other modules in the pipeline, things like air quality, soil moisture, and those sorts of things. And we're also, because FieldKit's an open platform, we're really excited about what people will make for themselves, module-wise, especially people doing hard science and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we're hoping that we can have not only a community of users that are using FieldKit to gather this sort of data, but people in the Hackaday community that are actually building their own modules or hacking some of the modules that we create into like new and exciting things. So we're really fascinated with what people will take FieldKit and do with, as opposed to just like the projects that we work on at Conservify. Yeah, it's incredibly nerve-wracking to sit there and wait. I mean, every time we would hear a new Hackaday Prize category being announced, I was thinking in my head, yeah, this is definitely us. There's no way we're winning the top prize, But then as those categories started to disappear, it started to become more and more real. So it's just, it's such an amazing feeling. I said it last night, we're a nonprofit, so like this sort of money is hugely transformative to the stuff that we're doing. Everything we get, we have to chase grants to try and get this money, and that stuff's not easy for getting it for technology. A lot of the grant organizations, they don't understand we're going to give money for tech development. It's just a new paradigm in that world. So like, this is a big deal for us. I think part of it is we absolutely love this community. We've been spent a ton of time at the design lab. We're based in LA, so we come here quite often. Last year, this time, we actually hired our first electrical engineer at Supercon. Like
the first employee
actually
sourced.
Was here at last year's Supercon. So it's like deeply ingrained in like FieldKit and what FieldKit has become. So yeah, it's really important to us.
Yeah, I like to think sometimes too that the story of FieldKit's most recent burst of development is also a story of our experience with Hackaday and the community, and just how rewarding it is and how special it is. If I'm giving advice to somebody that's just interested in doing the kind of work you're doing, I would say get out in the field as often and as early as you possibly can, and don't be afraid of the electronics. We probably as a company spent way too much time in the, before actually embarking upon the surface mount, approach. And in hindsight, I wish we would have just jumped into that right away.
Yeah, I mean, I'd also say, putting electronics out in the wild is just absolutely prone to failure. So like, you cannot ever be worried or scared about failing if you're in this sort of business. Like, you're always going to fail. You just try and learn from it as you're going through it. And as he said, like, get out there early, put things out, and try and learn from those experiences. Like, you can't just go and like do a big sensor deployment somewhere without testing it a bunch. I mean, we've done that. We've gone and done a big sensor deployment without testing it a bunch.
It's not going to go how you plan.
Not good. Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, so experiment, test, put things out, and just learn from it. I would say, yeah. I want to just thank the community, thank the Hackaday team, and Supplyframe and everybody involved. This is a really great community that you could get so much out of it if you like really try and help and be open and just like meet people. There's just so many fantastic people here.
And I mean, there's other people other than Shah and myself that have been working on FieldKit, and the work they put in has been just amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just Shah and I doing this. So
Yep.
we've had a lot of people help us out.
Yep.